So this is for the 5-part story map. So we are planning the end of our story for the 5-part story map. We've got 2 boxes left. One that starts with luckily and one that starts with in the end. So today we're going to do those 2 boxes. Now I have already come up with an ending to my story. Remember how Fred had fallen over in the dark and hurt his leg a lot. He's in pain and he was like, ow! So he's feeling not very good and he's in the dark. So I've come up with an ending. I've come up with a solution, a way to fix Fred's problem. Do you want to see? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the next part. Okay? And then I'm going to show you what we did with that, what I did with that writing. So here they are. Here's that magical word, luckily. So we do it like this, luckily. So, luckily, some fireflies heard Fred cry out in pain. They quickly ran over to help. So that is my sentence, my solution to the problem. So luckily, some fireflies heard Fred cry out in pain. They quickly ran over to help. And I have written that here using my phonics. Can you see how I've used the I sound here and here? That trigraph. I. And what I need to do is now tick off my checklist here. So have I used a capital letter? Tick, yes. Finger spaces, tick, yes. Full stops. I've actually used 2. 1, 2. So 2 full stops. And I've read my writing. So I'm going to write that there. So I've used 2 full stops. I've used a comma. I've done that. So let's read it one more time. Luckily, some fireflies heard Fred cry out in pain. They quickly ran over to help. So you can add some more detail to that if you like. I was going to change the word ran to something else, but I think I'm going to do that tomorrow with you, and I'll show you how to do that as well. The other thing I wanted you to think about in this group is the sound ow. Does that look right? Out. If you know another way to make the ow sound, there's another digraph that makes that sound, perhaps that would be a better choice, and I'll show you what that could look like. What about that? O-U-T, the digraph O that way. So, or ow, that way. Out, out. So that makes 2 sounds as well, the same as this one. So that is the next part. So luckily, some fireflies heard Fred cry out in pain. Full stop. They, capital letter. They quickly ran over to help. So I've got 3 capital letters as well. And I have read my writing. So I've got 3 capital letters, 2 full stops. I've got 1 comma and I've read my writing. So that's the next part. The last part of the story is this, my lovelies. It's the end. Can you see what the fireflies did? Can you see what they do? They're special creatures. And can you see this picture here? Fred's got something on his leg. I wonder if you can think of how this story will end. So the story ends like this. In the end, the fireflies gave Fred a pink plaster and lit up the way for Fred to find some breakfast, because that's what he was doing in the first place. They lived happily ever after. The end. 4-leaf clover, the story is over. Can you see I've underlined my estimations here? if you use some sounds and you're not sure about the spelling of the words, please do the same, underline it. I've also run out of space, so I just squished my last sentence here. So they all lived happily ever after. What I could do to challenge myself is explain a bit further. I could have written, they became best friends and lived happily ever after. It is your choice for your story. Don't forget to check your rule kit on the side. Capital letters. 1, 2, 3, 4 capital letters. Finger spaces. How many full stops? 1, 2, 2 full stops. And 1 comma. And yes, I have read my writing. So there, I have checked off my writing with my rule kit. So it is now time for you to find the solution to your problem in your story and write the luckily section and in the end section to your story. I cannot wait to read your final stories, children. Enjoy!